The following week began with the same heavy weight that Luan had carried since the day of the rejection, but now there was something different. A new restlessness, a desire to transform himself that, though still timid, pushed him out of bed even when sadness tried to chain him there. He didn't talk about it with anyone, not his mother, not his friends, mostly because he barely had any friends. But inside his head, he silently repeated, "I'm going to change." The sentence was still vague. He didn't know exactly what change meant. Was it about his body, his courage, his self-esteem? Maybe all of it at once? Luan didn't fully understand it yet, but he felt he had to start somewhere, anywhere, before the pain became permanent. On Tuesday, after classes, he walked past the court where some students were playing basketball. He watched from a distance. The players ran with energy, jumped with power, sweated as if every movement came naturally. Luan had never been part of any sport. He had always heard he was too weak, too skinny, too clumsy. But for the first time, instead of feeling excluded, he felt curious. What would it feel like to have a strong body? What would it be like to look at himself and not hate what he saw? That curiosity only grew that same night when he found an old notebook in his drawer. It was from when he was 10 years old. On one of the pages he had written, "I want to be strong to protect people." Back then, he thought being strong meant fighting like a cartoon hero. Today, he thought differently, but the desire was the same. He wanted to be strong to protect himself. That was when he decided to research how to gain weight in a healthy way, how to train, how to improve posture, how to build a stronger body. He spent hours on his phone watching videos, reading articles, learning about things like hypertrophy, caloric surplus, home workouts, and muscle recovery. It was an entirely new world, but the more he learned, the more he realized his biggest battle wouldn't be physical, it would be mental. The next day, he put together his first makeshift plan. Nothing professional, nothing with expensive equipment, just simple exercises, push-ups, squats, crunches, planks. He knew he wouldn't become an athlete overnight, but he had to start. He needed to feel like he was moving towards something he couldn't yet name. The first workout was humiliating. He tried to do 10 push-ups and only managed 3, and badly done at that. His legs shook like rubber during squats. The plank lasted only a few seconds. He ended up breathless, sweating, face burning, pride wounded. For a moment, he thought about giving up, but in that moment, he remembered the schoolyard. He remembered the laughter. He remembered Clarice's surprised expression, which wasn't cruel, but it hurt all the same, and for some reason, that memory gave him strength. Luan took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and said, "I'm going to keep going." The following days were a mix of pain and discovery. The soreness in his body, which would have scared him before, now meant progress. It was as if every aching muscle was quietly saying, "Today you are stronger than yesterday." And that, though small, was enough. His eating habits changed too. He started preparing extra snacks, adding more calories, learning about nutrients. His mother noticed, of course, and asked what he was doing. He just said he wanted to take better care of himself. She smiled, proud, even if she didn't fully understand. By the end of the week, Luan began to notice small differences, not in the mirror, not in his body. That would still take time. The change was in his mind. When he walked through the hallways, he didn't feel quite so small. When he heard distant laughter, he didn't immediately assume it was about him. It still hurt, of course. The rejection was still there, like a fresh scar. But for the first time in a long while, he felt hope. The journey was long, but the first step had been taken. And though Luan didn't know it yet, that step would be the beginning of something much bigger than any rejection could ever predict.